Seltzer Kings.
Podcasts.
At Sierra, discover great deals on top brand workout gear, like high-quality walking shoes, which might lead to another discovery.
40,000 steps, baby. Who's on top now, Karen?
You've taken the office step challenge a step too far. Don't worry, though. Sierra also has yoga gear. It might be a good place to find your zen. Discover top brands at unexpectedly low prices. Sierra, let's get moving.
Barbara, I'm so sorry. I had no idea her father would be so off when he guessed her size.
Usually a roughly constructed prototype works as a starting point, but in this case...
Maybe we could add a long line corset for it.
Yes, that'll
cinch
it in.
Right, beautiful. Mm-hmm. It is a wedding, and I do want it to look uniform. I mean, will she look like Krista?
Oh, right. Definitely. You know, just never mind.
All right.
We will fix the hem on Krista's, and we'll just start over on the other one.
Carmen. The other one's name, it's Carmen. Carmen. And you know what, Lydia? Just forget about the dress, okay? We can just tell everybody that Carmen's Puerto Rican, and it never occurred to you that she might be built differently. Or that unlike you and your daughter, she has an ass. That the tailor didn't have enough bolts of material to cover. Or better yet, just tell everyone there is no Carmen. Carmen doesn't exist.
Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to a very special episode of Boys Watching Buffy. We are two boys who have watched every episode of Buffy. We're on to Veronica Mars, but we're doing something a little different today. We are your usual hosts. I am Joe Welke.
I am Vance.
And today we're joined by the fantastic, the lovely, the hilarious hosts of Buffy the Gilmore Slayer, Bryan and Stacey. Bryan and Stacey, welcome to the pod.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
So stoked to have you guys on here. Now, we decided to do like a little joint collaboration thing, and we were trying to figure out what we should talk about, what we should review, and we decided that we needed to take a page from your guys' book. We needed to go and do a little Gilmore Girls type thing. Dude, our listeners have wanted us to review Gilmore Girls, a couple of them, so hard. And I had already seen a couple of episodes. I don't know how you guys do it. I find that the show is so intensely fast. But we are going to be reviewing and talking about Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, starring one of the Gilmore Girls, Alexis Bledel, and also Amber Tamblyn, Blake Lively, and America Ferrera. But yes, so happy to have you guys on. Tell the listeners, if they aren't familiar with at least our listeners, about like what Buffy the Gilmore Slayer is all about.
Sure. So I was a big fan of Gilmore Girls. I didn't really watch it when it was on. I kind of caught it in reruns when I was in college. But I was like, what is this show? This is great. This is very funny. This is good writing. This is good drama. So yeah, I got all caught up, and then I watched season 7 live, and then I wasn't one of those people that like rewatched it a ton, but I was always aware that was like one of my favorite shows. Like I acquired all the DVDs before it was like on streaming. I was like, I need to have this show in my life. Cut to meeting Bryan, who I guess had a similar experience with Buffy, correct? But you watched it live when it was on as a
Yes.
youth.
As a youth. As intended.
We are a couple, and we always wanted to do some kind of podcast, and we had this idea for quite a long time. But when COVID hit, we decided to go ahead and do it because we had time on our hands.
Hell yeah. Yeah, well, me and Vance are also a couple.
me and Joe are not a couple.
Wait, what?
I want to make that clear. We're not a couple now. I'm sorry.
But yeah, we did the whole podcast, and then we did Bunheads and Firefly. We also watched Angel, and now we're also watching Veronica Mars on our Patreon. So we've had some overlap in our journeys with you guys, it seems. Did you ever think about being a couple? It's like...
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not for Vance, apparently.
No, it never crossed my mind at all. Yeah, we also did Firefly. We did Angel. And you guys are a little ahead of us on Veronica Mars. And that's a first-time watch for you, too, right?
Yeah, yeah. Similar to how your fans want you to watch Gilmore Girls. That was like a very requested show from our listeners.
Yes.
Yeah, that seems like there's a lot of crossover in the fandom. But yeah, like we are first-time watchers. We did all of Buffy, Angel on our Patreon. Then we did Firefly, and now we're in the midst of Veronica Mars and Dollhouse, the other Joss Whedon show.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's a trip. All these shows are trips.
Yeah, it's a wild ride.
Yeah. I guess another interesting thing about ours is we watched them together. Like instead of one at a time, we compared them as we went and decided which was better. And there's a lot of similarities between the two shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we won't go into the details of this on the podcast right now, but there are some crossover themes and dialogue that seems intentional. I feel like we have a conspiracy
in corresponding episodes.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
You thought that the writers were in cahoots with each other.
Well, Amy loved Buffy, and I think she put some secret little Easter eggs in there, quite honestly.
For us.
Okay.
Just for Stacey and I.
That's awesome.
Well, that's awesome.
For just one example, the Dracula episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gilmore Girls mentions Dracula out of nowhere.
Wait, do you mean that Dracula or Dracula in general? Because that seems very...
Well, keep in mind that Buffy didn't mention Dracula except for that episode. It wasn't like Dracula came up often, you'd think it might. Gilmore Girls likewise never mentioned Dracula. And then they both have a season 5 starter episode pilot that both mentioned Dracula. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. But that wasn't it either. There were other words that were like someone burns a pie in both of them, and they both refer to it as Cajun style, which again is like they start adding up. Like it would be one thing if one or two things lined up, but there's a lot.
Was Buffy and Gilmore Girls? They were on the same network at one point, right? Because they were both on WB.
Yeah.
Buffy came out like 3 or 4 years earlier, so it's not like these were airing together. But
well, I have a theory about the Dracula thing, because the Buffy Dracula episode was supposed to be a tie-in with a TV movie that was on the WB. And if Gilmore Girls and Buffy are also on WB, it could have been like this is double promotion type thing, where they're like putting the idea of Dracula in everyone's mind.
Mm-hmm.
The timing might have
I would
lined up,
agree with
too.
that.
Right?
But the timeline doesn't line up because Gilmore Girls came out later.
Oh.
yeah, it's like 3 or 4 years different.
Oh, damn. Well,
but the season episode numbers line up.
Okay. All right, well, then there goes my fucking theory.
This is the kind of half-baked theories you can get on boys watching Buffy.
There's a wedding episode, Xander's wedding, that matches up with the Gilmore episode, where it's also a wedding.
Don't get me started on the Xander
The
wedding
same
episode.
writer wrote both episodes.
Oh, shit.
Oh, well, that is
And there's like
there
a
you go.
lot. There's like mention of a minotaur for some reason.
Okay.
The whole thing with cufflinks. It's
okay. All right.
We're gonna get to the bottom of it someday.
You might think minotaurs. That's not crazy for Buffy, but that's a weird Gilmore reference. But it's in both.
Huh.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe we'll have to take a dive down the Gilmore Girls rabbit hole, Vance.
Yeah. Maybe we can get a list of the episodes that like have a little crossover.
Yeah. This is our dipping the toes in the water with Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Yeah.
Because, I know that we wanted to do something that like both of us could, chat about. And we usually on our movies Patreon podcast do movies that are like this. Like, we've done a bunch of like rom-coms and shit like that. Now, I've never seen. Have you guys seen this movie before? Has anyone seen Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants before?
No.
Wow. Okay. First time watch for everybody. My sister read the books and was obsessed with them, and she watched the movie. I'd never seen the movie. I was aware of it. I didn't know exactly what the story was, but holy crap, does it get dark? I was not expecting.
I wasn't expecting a lot of this.
There's a lot going on in this movie that I was not expecting.
It's heavy.
It's a very heavy movie.
Yeah.
It seems like it's going to be like a silly, fluffy movie, right? It's like a magical pair of pants that all these girls can wear. And then it's just like, let's dive into cancer. And dubious consent.
Yeah, I definitely thought they were just like each going to find their own little boyfriend in their own part of the world.
Well, dude, so I watched it with my friend, and she was saying like that's kind of what it was going to be. It's like, oh, each of the girls has like a guy with them. And then I was like watching the movie, and I was like, so wait, who is Carmen's guy? Like her dad?
Yeah.
Is she gonna have sex with her brother? What's happening?
It's what it seemed like maybe was going to happen.
Yes. Yeah, they were setting up for that, I feel like.
They brought that up so
direction.
much.
All right, let's do a general synopsis of like what this movie is about.
Should we do a little IMDb? Say who's in this movie first?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. So we got Amber Tamblyn as Tibby, who I knew the name, right? But I hadn't seen
because I don't know that name.
I didn't know that was the name.
Yeah, no, I don't even know what it could be short for. Like Tibitha,
Tibula.
Yeah, Tibula. Yeah. But Amber Tamblyn, she's married to David Cross, and I was
Tobias.
like, I haven't. Yeah, she's married to Tobias from Arrested Development.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys didn't know that?
No.
I couldn't remember where I knew Amber Tamblyn from. Like, I was like, I haven't seen any of her stuff, really. So I went to IMDb.
I remember her from the soap opera General Hospital.
I had a feeling you might have. But I worked on a movie with her, like, right out of college called Stephanie Daly, which starred Jim Gaffigan and, like, Tilda Swinton. And I had like not thought about that in them forever. I was going down IMDb. I was like, oh, that's the thing.
All right, so Vance, brag a little. Brag.
Wikipedia says Tibby is short for Tabitha.
Really?
Which is Brian's favorite name. But
it is.
Is that like lore? Your favorite name is Tabitha?
It's kind of like my go-to.
It's like his
when
go-to
I need to think
female name.
If I'm making up a name.
Isn't that from the Teenage Witch, Tabitha?
Sabrina?
Is that one of the characters? Is that one of the aunts?
One of the aunts? Oh, I don't remember.
Could be. I never saw the show.
Oh,
okay. You might want to check it out if Tabitha.
I'll watch anything.
Tabitha
in it.
is in I Dream of Jeannie, I think.
Okay, it's one of those. It's one of those, or Bewitched.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. But then we have America Ferrera from
Ugly Betty.
Ugly Betty. I worked on the pilot of Ugly Betty. Another name drop. I'm out of it. I'm out.
Is this their IMDb or yours, Vance?
I see why you picked this movie, man.
Also from she's from Superstore and Barbie movie. You know.
Yeah.
Oscar nominated, isn't she?
Oscar nominated for Barbie.
Yeah, I think she was. Yeah.
And then we have, as we've mentioned, Alexis Bledel from Gilmore Girls, Handmaid's Tale, and Sin City, which I forgot that she was in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She won an Emmy for Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's Tale.
Not for Sin City.
Not for Sin City. And then we got Blake Lively, of course,
which we don't talk about. We don't talk about.
Married to Ryan Reynolds, The Shallows, a movie I saw, and some drama going on right now.
Yeah, she's. If you're listening to this years in the future, Blake Lively is in some drama right now with a movie.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. And lastly, I'll just say Bradley Whitford. There's some other people, but Bradley Whitford on West Wing, Get Out, Billy Madison. And Cabin in the Woods, a movie we reviewed on Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
also, Handmaid's Tale.
What?
Oh, he's in Handmaid's Tale?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
What season? Like later season? I only saw
probably
season
multiple. He might be in season 1, but maybe he's more in season 2.
Yeah. He plays a good creep. I got some thoughts on his character in this.
Okay.
This movie.
So kind of synopsis of the movie is that, these 4 girls are, best friends, and then they all go to a store together and they try on these pants that fit them all perfectly and they all look good in them, and they're all going it's summertime and they're all going off on their own summer adventures. Alexis Bledell's character Lena's going to visit her grandparents in Greece. Blake Lively's character Bridget's going to a soccer camp in Mexico. Carmen, aka America Ferrera's visiting her dad in South Carolina, and Tibby is staying home for the summer, and she's going to do a documentary about working in a Walmart/Target type store. And boy, do all of these stories get incredibly dark, except for maybe Lena's.
Yeah.
I had to check and make sure this came out after My Big Fat Greek Wedding, and it did.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay.
Well, the book
feels like it could be a whole movie.
Book was in 2001. This movie was 2005. So I don't know when My Big Fat Greek Wedding came out.
Does she go to? Is the book faithful? Is it the same writer? Do they go to Greece in the book? Did they change it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. All right.
I read a very quick synopsis of the book. Did not verify that it was true. So
I thought you read the book, like you're dedicated to this podcast. You're like, I read the book.
Lena went to Greece. Lena was a vampire. Just what I read. I didn't check it.
Yeah.
Bridget. Yeah. Okay. So
we got to talk about the start, right? Like how it started. Cause you left out the black magic that they just did at some point
yes.
in this movie. They kind of casually brush over this witchcraft they do.
Yes. Please explain the witchcraft.
It's like...
Yeah, maybe that's why all this dark shit happens to them. It did some magic, and there's consequences. If Buffy has taught us anything,
yes.
Yeah.
So this is 4 friends, right? They're just trying on clothes. They're going shopping together, and they are handed a pair of somebody accidentally or some offhanded screen. A screen comes on hand. A screen does not come on hand. A hand comes onto the screen, disembodied, and sets some pants down. And one of the girls accidentally grabs it, tries it on, fits perfectly. And then they sort of all, very not organically, in my opinion, sort of all try on the pants. Yeah. And it fits them all perfectly. They also just try them on just very publicly. They're just Blake Lively's just I'll put them on right now in front of everybody. Yeah. And they fit everybody.
There is a changing room.
Yeah.
I think in that scene, they had the changing room for the first 2, but then they wanted to show the Blake Lively, America Ferrera size difference so they could have it one shot, take the pants off and hand the pants to her and her put it on. So you're like, whoa, how did they do that? Trickery.
You're right.
Where the jeans
You're totally right.
But it feels weird because they go changing room. Okay, now we're stripping in the middle of the store.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would have just gone giant changing room that they've sort of taken over. It's odd.
Yeah.
Do girls do this?
No.
Do someone try on a pair of pants and go oh God, you try these on?
Yeah.
No.
They fit me perfectly. You try them on.
Yeah. What?
I guess if by three girls who are all different sizes, they all fit, you got to try them on the 4th girl. But
yes. How do you get to the 3rd?
I don't know how you get to the 2nd. Here, try on the same pair of pants I just tried on. You would get your own in your own size and try them on.
Can we? I have to say, I thought the jeans were going to look unique. This is the most generic pair of jeans I've ever seen. There's not anything on it to be oh, they're wearing the jeans.
Yeah, they're just jeans.
Yeah.
What does the tag say on the jeans for sizes? Does it just say all?
My buddy, he used to have a joke about this because he does stand up, and his was the first 2 girls who try them on, it's oh yeah, they fit me, and the 3rd girl tries them on, they're oh yeah, these fit great, and then they get to the kind of bigger girl, and she's oh, I don't know guys, I don't think they're gonna fit, and then they fit her, and everyone decides, oh, these pants must be fucking magic. There's no way. It's not oh, they're stretch fit or maybe you're not as big as we thought. It's just no, those jeans have some witchcraft attached to them.
Yeah.
But not enough witchcraft because we got to do some more right after this.
Oh, yeah.
So the pants are already magical, we assume, right? Or like spandex. And then they decide to like do some like just back me up here. They do like a circle with candles and like maybe cast a spell. It's not clear. They're doing it jokingly, but like they do it. They like sneak into they sneak into somewhere to do it.
They sneak into the yoga studio where their moms all met doing yoga when they were pregnant with all four of them.
Which is a crazy way to become friends. We were friends before we were born. Yeah. Our moms all met in this like prenatal yoga class. Wow.
So they sneak into that yoga studio and then they start lighting candles. It's like it's a full moon out and shit. Lightning
it's like
striking.
From the craft.
But it's done so like they're joking and laughing. Like we're just doing some witchcraft. It's fun.
Yeah, they're making rules.
Mm-hmm.
We also get like narration from America Ferrera about their childhood. Correct? Like everything that these people, some exposition, so we know where we're at.
Yeah, they give each one of them like the character traits that they have in the future, and then like hearing the character traits of all these, I was like, "There's no way they would stay friends. Like, there's no way."
Yeah.
You gotta talk.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Finish your sentence.
I don't remember.
They are a couple.
Well, okay, so I feel like we got to talk about them individually, their little backstories in a second. We'll start. So they do the witchcraft. They make a bunch of rules. One of the rules is like you can't lose your virginity in the pants.
You can't let anyone else take them off of you.
Yeah.
But then I feel like that has an effect later. We'll talk about that. But that's just like an extra thing they add. But then we get backstories, and we got to talk about this funeral.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We got to talk about this funeral.
Okay.
The first time we rewound this, because I missed that the preacher was the one that was like, the mom killed herself.
Yeah.
So we rewound. I was like, whoa, he brings that up so strangely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I haven't been to a funeral where the deceased had committed suicide, but I don't think it's something that you bring up in the priest's eulogy to like shame her.
I know.
He's like, yeah, she just couldn't cut it. She just didn't have it in her. Some of us just don't have it. And I was like, geez, man. This is like...
She was weak.
Yeah, it's like, why she was weak, no one will ever know, because she killed herself.
Your daughter looks like she might be upset. She just ran away.
Yeah. The dad is so absent, too. Like, I don't know. It's
he's
weird,
like a cold... Like, hey, how are you doing, honey? Everything is fine. Got a car wash. All right, have a good day.
That is Blake Lively's real dad.
Are you serious? Mm-hmm. Johnny Lively?
No. His name is Ernie Lively.
Ernie Lively is amazing.
And he got paid by the word, so he had 4 lines of dialogue in this movie. I feel like
they wouldn't even let him write letters the right way. He had to
like his letter was so sad. Like seriously, I feel like Ted was a better father than her. The robot from Buffy, I feel like he would have been way more empathetic.
Yes. Yes, what a reference.
Okay, so. We should define the girls. So we have Blake Lively's character, who what was her name? Bridget. Yeah,
Bridget.
Her mom committed suicide, and and Blake Lively's whole thing. I'm just gonna keep calling her Blake. Bridget's whole thing is that she's running away from her feelings about it. Right. I think we're led to believe she doesn't want to feel sad because she's afraid she might become depressed like her mother and kill herself. So she like literally starts running at the funeral, and that was like she's become a big athlete now to like run away from her problems.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even get that until now.
She's like very reckless about things she wants. She becomes very like hyper focused on things, and she recklessly pursues them. She like straight up just tells the audience at one point what her deal is.
Which I don't agree with. Yeah. I don't think this is the portrayal of someone that's recklessly doing stuff.
Right.
But we can get into it when we get to later parts. Yeah.
She's also kind of like the, for lack of a better term, like the skanky one of the group too, where she's like the athlete, but she also hooks up a lot. Like, because when they're making the rules about like nobody else can take off the pants, everyone like turns to her and they're like, Bridget.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you saying this because I took my pants off at that changing shop for no reason?
Yeah.
I called it a changing shop because I couldn't think of what it was called. Do girls buy clothes at changing shops?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, I'll talk Alexis Bledel. She is just like the shy one. She's never worn pants. Like her trying on the pants was a big step. I was like, what? No. And I don't know that it's ever really justified, like why she she seems like someone who's maybe religious, but that she's not. Like at least I can't remember that ever being mentioned.
Yeah, I feel like she's kind of like the goody two shoes, bookwormy type girl. And like when she puts on the pants, everyone's like, "Oh my God, you got a body."
Yeah.
It's 2005, and she's like, "You don't even wear jeans." I'm like, she's never put on jeans. She's just dressing dresses.
Dress.
Yeah. Yeah. I just feel like we don't get a lot of backstory about like her family as much as we do the others. Other than she is from Greece, or like her parents were originally from Greece. But her whole thing is she's going to Greece for the summer.
Yeah.
And she likes to
Visit
draw.
her grandparents, yeah.
Yeah, her grandparents live there.
Traditional, prudish, going to Greece.
Yep. I'll take Tibby. Tibby's she's come from a single parent home. Got a little kid. Her mom has I guess she has a sister. What is it? Sister? Younger sister?
Little sister.
Like, yeah, that we see.
Maybe two?
I can't
remember.
I think it's just the one.
I thought she like slammed a baby down on the counter as well as a child.
It's a very dark movie, guys.
And she works at the Walmart shop.
Wallman's.
What is it called? Wallman's. And she's got a summer job that she hates, and she wants to she's a filmmaker trying to make a documentary. And that's kind of her thing.
She's like the rebel, like punk rocker of the crew.
Yeah.
She marches to the beat of her own punk rock drum.
She's got some resentment towards her mother for having kids so late, like having all these extra kids she's got to take care of. There's like one line we had to rewind it. There's like one line about that. And then she's also just like a big Debbie Downer. She's like the cynic, right? She's like always negative.
Yeah. Isn't the documentary about like how much this town sucks and it's full of losers that never leave or something, essentially?
Yeah. Can't wait to see that screening go over. How that screening go over.
Let me just get everybody that's in there.
She calls her friend a loser.
I mean, she's talking about like the documentary is supposed to be like to show the tragedy of human like loss in life and all this shit, and like the desperate wanting to do something more, but you just are pathetic. And everyone's like, wow, cool.
Yeah.
She's 16 and she has a summer job at the store. It's not the end of her life. They're going to go back to high school in like a couple months. She's treating it like, it's like there's older people working there and you're not, oh no, I don't want to end up like them. It's like that you're not even there yet.
Yeah. It's not like all of her friends are going off to college and she's not.
Yeah.
It's just like.
Right.
Yeah.
Bridget should be like, you should just run away from these problems. I feel like.
It wasn't like she was like, I want to go to documentary camp.
And I guess lastly, we have Carmen, a.k.a. America Ferrera. Mm-hmm. She is in a single parent household. Her mom is the one that takes care of her. And her dad is kind of largely absent, but she's going to spend the whole summer with her dad this summer in South Carolina. But her dad has a surprise for her. He has a whole separate-ass family.
Yeah. I mean, I can talk about this for like hours, honestly.
Yeah, so she's like going there under the guise of like, I'm going to finally get to spend some time with my dad. I'm going to play tennis with him. That's our thing.
Tennis,
it's going to be
Joe?
Okay. I need you guys to weigh in on this. All right.
Okay.
Buffy the Gilmore Slayer hosts tennis. Would you consider tennis white people shit?
My immediate thought was yes, but then
Right.
the most two famous tennis players are not white, so
Would you consider golf white people shit then? Because the
Yes.
most famous, well, the most famous golfer is
I
Tiger
know.
Woods.
I know. But
Get out of here! We had
As
to
soon
put
as
a
Carmen
poll.
picked up that tennis bracket, I was like, oh yeah, the non-white character in here playing the tennis. What are you gonna do, Joe? What are you gonna do? She's excited.
It's still white people shit. We didn't see if she was good. Everybody
she
she plays with is white.
She was killing it though. She was
She
killing
was
it in her
literally.
scene.
She almost
Literally,
killed her
she hurt
almost stepbrother.
yeah, I feel like America had played tennis before. Because I tried to play tennis one time. I was like, no, this is hard.
Oh, it's definitely harder than it looks. Yeah.
Yeah, tennis sucks. But it is white people shit.
All right.
That's the feeling I have, but I'm not going to weigh in on it.
It's okay. We already had a whole debate. We had a poll out there.
56%. It came back 56%.
56% said it's white people shit. But anyway, yeah, so she is taken aback by her dad having a new woman that he's going to get married to, and she has kids from a previous marriage, and she's not going to be able to spend as much time with her dad as she thought. So those are our four kind of we didn't really talk about where Bridget goes in her story.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about their stories as much because Tippy, her big story is that she finds a girl passed out and pissed herself at the store.
Yeah.
And
how do you guys want to do this? Do you want to go story by story? And
yeah,
then
let's
talk
go
about how they
story by
intersect,
story.
or-
Yeah, let's go story by story. Yeah, this is a throwback to our Boys Watching Girls podcast when we used to
I was
break
about to
down
say that.
yeah.
Do you want to
should we
dive into
tackle
Tibby?
first?
Since
I kind of want to go with Carmen just because I don't know how long I'll go on that.
Okay.
Can we talk about Bradley Whitford? Can we talk about Bradley Whitford?
yes.
How do you have your daughter show up and not give her any heads up that you
No.
have
Right, dude.
moved and that you have a fiance and that you're planning to get married that summer that she's visiting? No heads up.
No, that's awful. I was like, what? No, you can't. Even he didn't tell her till they were at the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't even he picked her up from the airport and was like, by the way. But yeah, that's definitely something you mentioned before she buys the ticket.
He didn't even tell her. The mom just came outside and she's like, "Who's this?" And he's like, "I got a surprise for you."
Yeah. I told you stop picking up girls at the airport. I don't even know if that lady knew he had a daughter. It's crazy. I don't know. It was just insane to me.
Yeah, that's crazy parenting.
Yeah, it was nonsense. It didn't make any sense. The dads in this all are terrible. Just terrible people.
Awful.
We should mention they find these pants, they do the magic on them, and they make a pact to send them around. They're gonna each bring them with, and they're each gonna wear them for a period of time, like a week or something, and then mail them to the next person.
Yeah, with a letter about what happened while they were in possession of the pants or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to do this story first, but we should maybe mention that Lena gets it first and has what she believes is a negative experience with the pants.
Mhm.
So at first, it seems like maybe the pants are cursed. Maybe don't do black magic on them at home. Don't do witchcraft.
By negative experience, you mean the pants try to kill her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They tried to drown her.
Yes.
I don't know how she got that deep underwater, dude. She's fell into the water and then she's 10 feet under. That shit does not happen.
Yeah, she weighs 7 pounds with the jeans.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you guys can dive into Lena's story if you guys want. I guess I just needed to talk about Whitford for a minute. I just needed to get that off my chest. Yeah.
Yeah. So Lena's in France. She's doing her little
Greece.
She's in
France?
Greece.
Oh, Greece. Oh my God, I'm wasted right now.
Let's talk about Lena. She's in Italy. And,
The whole movie, you're like, what? This is not fucking France.
I thought I understood French, but what are they saying?
Wait, France has a blue city too? How common are they?
They're there too. Holy shit, it looks great there.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's,
it does.
She
beautiful.
won. She won when she signed up
Yeah.
for this movie.
Absolutely.
Can I say something real quick that I think is like a little odd? Just the movie is about these like 4 girls that are like incredible friends that are going to be tied together by these pants, but we don't get a lot of them being friends like before they split up. There's some of them together at the end of the movie, but like there's like one scene with the 4 of them together.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to say also, this is 2005. Phones exist. They don't call each other at all. They're writing letters and pen paling it.
I mean, roaming fees back in 2005, man. So I don't know.
They would do it. They would make it work.
But,
Yeah,
Maybe the
like-
girl in Greece. Okay, sure, but
Yeah.
Oh, Bridget's
I
in
guess
Mexico. Bridget's
Yeah,
in
I
Mexico.
wasn't fully texting yet in 2005 like that.
Really?
Yeah.
fully.
I was-
Like you could,
I
but
was
I didn't
texting.
have unlimited. I didn't
Yeah.
have unlimited text.
I think I was texting unlimitedly in 2005.
All right, Brad Vance.
I'm
Man,
not-
this
I'm
is
just
the Vance
saying, I'm
bragging
just
now.
saying
bragging this whole podcast.
I had unlimited texting in 2005.
I'm just
Okay.
saying. I'm just saying. If these friends were friends for 16 plus years since they've been in the womb, they might make a phone call once during the summer.
Totally.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't know.
think
There's
you're right.
something they still have to send the pants. They can't text the pants to each other.
Yeah, but the pants are one thing. No group call, no like one phone call, no message, no
I guess-
text.
2 of them are out of the country.
The other 2 are not.
Right.
So she's stuck in Santorini, Greece.
she's stuck in Greece. She's doing her little
Grandparents
sketching.
don't speak English.
Yeah, what a
Her grandma does.
Her grandma
grandma.
does. And
Her
so does,
yaya.
well, we find out the granddad understands too. They all.
Yeah.
But she's
Your
there.
granddad, I
she's-
guess, pretends he doesn't speak English, right? That's what we're led to believe, or he just doesn't like it. I don't know.
Well, he knows all the male figures in this movie are supposed to be kind of assholes, and he's like, I'll wait until the end to not be.
But yeah, she's in
The
Greece.
pants try to drown her.
The pants try to drown her as she's sketching. She falls into the water and falls 15 feet deep, gets caught on like a
Yeah, like
a rebar.
Yeah.
yeah.
She gets caught on a sunken
connection.
ship.
Yeah.
And then she's rescued by a guy named Kostas. And
Who's 37?
yes,
He's not, but he seemed older than her to me.
he absolutely is older than her because she's supposed to be like 16 or 17, right? And I think
he's
he
in
says
college.
He's in college.
Yeah.
So
I think someone said they're 17 at some point. One
yeah,
of them said
Yeah,
that.
but I don't know if that was a lie though, because she was at a bar. We'll get to that.
yeah,
Because that's a Bridget line where she says she's
Yeah.
17, which I guess in Mexico was the age of consent or something. I have no idea.
Oh boy. Well,
Is that how the author got around this?
Yeah.
It's technically
In
fine
parentheses.
Mexico.
Yeah.
But Lena's rescued by Kostas, and then they kind of have a little hit it off thing, and she tells her yaya about the guy that she met, and the grandma is like, never speak of that name. That guy is
Like
he's-
the whole crowd gets upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all start like wailing, like, oh no, not the whatever last name it is, like Dunas or something. They're like, they're terrible people. And then it's like Kostas basically trying to be like, that's their beef. That's not our beef. We're in love. I'm in love with you. And then they all are running off together and like having a little summer fling romance. And then the grandparents find out about it. They're pissed. And then Lena has to give a final plea to her grandfather that, hey, will you let me hook up with this overage guy while I'm underage? And he's basically like, go for it, babe.
Yeah.
In Greece, the laws allow it. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
the 2 actors are the same age in real life.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Alexis just
He
looks
seemed
super young.
older. Man.
No way.
She is young looking all the
She
time.
looks
She's the
so
oldest of
young.
the 4 girls.
Really?
She was like,
God.
she's born in 81, so she was probably like 23 when they shot this.
Oh my God. Because
But yeah,
Kostas looks so much older than her.
He does.
Yeah, she reads young.
Yeah, she does.
I think my favorite scene in this entire story is once the grandparents like find Lena and Kostas dancing together at whatever kind of late night hootenanny they have.
Yeah.
And the grandfather just stands silently while like a whole gaggle of Greek women are just like going crazy in the background. He's just staring daggers into Kostas.
I think my favorite is probably when the grandma finds the sketchbook and it's just all nipples. All the sketches of Kostas, and it's just like him shirtless.
Because we didn't see that. Like, he was he was wearing a shirt when we
just...
Yeah. And she's just like, oh my God. She looks at it, she's like, oh, it's innocent, is it? Look at these drawings.
Yeah.
So just to clarify, so we don't miss anything. Alexis Bledel's character Lena, she's like having these secret trysts with him, like so the family doesn't know. The family's upset because there was something that happened in the past where somebody cheated somebody out of money or cheated them out of fish. It's unclear, but there was a fish money situation, and the families hate each other now. It's like Romeo and Juliet situation. But Kostas is like teaching. I keep wanting to say Kakastos from Buffy, but it's not the same name. Kakistos, that's right. Kakistos is teaching her like how to be free, like do all these crazy things, like drive a moped, and she's becoming more and more free. Her hair comes down, which is she's like free when her hair is not in a ponytail or up.
Mm-hmm.
She wears other pants.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He inspires her to finish the drawing she was already doing.
What made you paint this? Yeah.
And then she has this plea, like you said, right? Like we have to talk about that scene a little bit more. Like she's dancing with Kostas, and the family hears about it, and they're like, "Let's wake up the whole family. We're going down there to stop them from interacting in any way."
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a huge scene. Like the bartender's fine with it, I guess, that this is happening. But then at the end, Alexis, like you said, has to have this heart-to-heart where she just goes up to her grandpa and she's like, listen, I know you speak English because I saw you understand it earlier.
I saw you watching Friends.
And you laughed.
You said, oh, Joey.
She saw her grandpa like affectionately touch her grandmother, right? And so
which was creepy looking. Her watching that though was weird. The way she's like looking at that, she's like, you know what? This makes me horny for my Greek boyfriend. It didn't have the same. It didn't have the same like cutesy vibe because earlier she's watching all the couples when she's on the dock too. I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she's having her. What's the movie where they go the Tuscan? Where Julia Roberts
Under the Tuscan Sun?
No. What's the one where you're trying to find yourself and have sex with everybody?
Eat, Pray, Love?
Yeah, that one. She's on her Eat, Pray, Love.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But she convinces her grandpa to just make it happen, right? She's like, come on, I really want him. I just want him really bad, the way you want grandma. And he's like, all right.
And grandma in the background is just like, yay, he agreed. Like, she's been the biggest antagonist. And she's just like, yep, I'm fine. All of a sudden. The movie's broken into 4s, and this would be a fine rom-com in itself, but they had to like speed everything up.
Yeah.
And it's just like completely sped up, even to chase he's got to go back to college. I got to meet him at the boat. Like,
yeah, hers was like maybe my least favorite, just because I was like, what does she just learned to be a little more outgoing, I guess.
She fell in love with the first guy that she met, and
totally.
Thank you, jeans.
Yeah, like the other ones just had a lot more depth.
Yeah,
I shouldn't say hers is my least favorite, but I think there were at least 2 others that were more impactful for me.
Yeah.
I mean, her relationship with Kostas like comes on so fast. Like he rescues her, and then he like the next time they see each other, he's like, "I'm in love with you." It's like, whoa, damn, bro.
When he said that, I was like, I don't know, man.
They're on their
and
little...
I think because this one was first, I was like, oh, all 4 of them are just gonna like have the same rom-com moment. And it's gonna be like a goofy little romp where they all fall in love with someone in their summer location.
what I thought was going to happen.
It's based around magical genes. Like, what are we doing? Like, that's supposed to be like fun. The posters are all like bright colored. I don't know.
Yeah. They didn't want to know the darkness that lurks underneath the magic pants.
Yeah.
But yeah, hers is the most like inoffensive, I feel like.
True.
Like it's very light. It's, you know, there's conflict with the family. It's, oh, I want to be with him. And then it's like, okay, sure. And then they
never talk to our cousins at all. Those three cousins never get a line.
Oh, yeah.
They just have their like fans, basically. They're like, it's hot out here in the Greek sun.
Do you think they're going to make it, Lena and Kostas? You think they're going to make it?
No.
No, there's a Sisterhood.
We watched the
Traveling
trailer
Pants
for the
too.
second one, and
they don't
it looked like there was a scene where she was on a college campus and she was sad.
Yeah, they don't make it.
He cheats her out of all of her fish.
Yeah.
Yes, it was true. It was true. You can't trust that family. He's going to business school.
I
to
put
take
the
them
rebar
down.
there.
Also, we got to talk about that scene, the boat, right? So it's that classic. You mentioned it already. That classic scene where you go to the airport and you stop them at the terminal, but it's just like a little ferry that he's getting on, and they just have the longest like romantic reunion while like people like can't get on the boat, and I'm just like, get off the boat, let people go.
Yeah, because they're like making out hardcore on the bridge to get on the boat. You just see like a line forming in the background, like, how long is this
also,
gonna
like,
be?
what now? He's just gonna go to college, and then like they're not gonna be a couple. Like, what?
I was
what's
like, just
the
go
moral?
just go to Athens for a weekend. I'm sure you can get there. I'm sure the donkey ride can take you all the way to Athens. I don't know why she has to ride on the donkey for sleeves, but sure.
Well, he's going to college in Chicago, I think.
No, Athens.
Oh, he's going to college in Athens.
He was from Chicago.
Okay.
Which I don't think he would have an accent.
No, he would not have.
So this actor's not Greek. They gave him the accent for the movie. But like, he also lived in Chicago until he was like 12. I don't think he would have a Greek accent.
I mean, he would have had an accent. He would have been, hey, we want to go get some deep dish pizza.
That would have been hilarious. Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, even if they were to stay together and he went back to Chicago, like if that were to happen, they all the girls live in Bethesda, Maryland, which is
close. Is that where they're from?
They're in Bethesda, Maryland, which is close to where we're from, Vans. Like it's a little bit outside of DC, and it's like one of the wealthiest cities in America. Like that county is like the wealthiest county in America. And I was like, oh yeah, this makes sense.
Tibby's house looked pretty nice. A pretty nice setup in Tibby's house for her, like just hating working at the Wallmans or whatever.
Yeah, but it's typical pop punk teenager. I gotta get out of here.
I gotta get out of this small town. I hate it.
Yeah.
Small
should
town
we talk
Bethesda.
about Tibby?
Yeah, should we go to Tibby next?
Yeah, let's
Is there
go to
any
Tibby.
more that we talk about with Lena?
I want to say this. I'm sorry. I do want to say Lena's story was about like getting rid of like history and tradition and embracing new things, right? I mean, I kind of feel like they did an okay job as far as that theme. Like she's traditional and she learns to like get rid of like this baggage and like try being something else. And likewise, she's asking her family to like throw away this tradition of like hating each other and like get rid of history. So thematically, I feel like it kind of was nice. That's all I wanted to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, they just don't have enough time to really explore it. Like, she doesn't really find out. They don't get the families together to like air out their differences, which would seem like that'd be really fun. And you'd be like, oh, it was a misunderstanding. It wasn't bad fit. Like, that would be fun to see the families. Like, if it was a full movie, you could do all that
Cooking
stuff.
fish together.
Yeah, cooking fish. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tibby is working at the Walmart stand-in, and she has like a coworker that recurs, like an older woman who also works at this Walmart. I was like, who is her guy going to be? Because at this point, I was like, they're all going to be hooking up with someone. And there's this like asshole assistant manager that's always like yelling at her. It's like, is it going to be him?
Yeah.
No, I was with you, and I was because I watched it with somebody that like loved the movie, and she was the one to tell me like all of them have a little guy, And then by the end, I was like, so who was her guy? And then I saw the trailer for the next Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and it is revealed who her guy actually was, which I won't spoil.
Oh,
I mean, it's kind of implied in here too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There is a guy.
It's the one guy that's in our scene.
Yeah, the one guy. Her
the
age.
video game guy.
Yeah.
It
The
does
video
seem like
game
there's
guy.
something going on with them, but like off screen.
Maybe in the book it's explored more, but
Yeah, it doesn't get explored more. They focus more on her relationship with the Bailey character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bailey passes out. We find out later her name is Bailey. She finds this girl passed out at Walmart. She's peed herself. And then later, this girl shows up at her door because she's returning. So she gave her something when
she
went.
got
No,
sent
the pants
the
get
pants.
sent to the wrong address.
Yeah.
Oh, convenient.
The first time in this movie, out of 2 times that the addresses get mixed up.
Yeah.
Apparently Bethesda has a real routing issue.
So Bailey shows up with the pants and she's like, what are you doing? You're making a documentary? And she's like, really wants to be part of helping with this. But turns out she's like super insightful and maybe actually too smart for a 12-year-old, but she is, we find out, dying of leukemia. So like maybe she would be thinking about life a bit more than like a 16-year-old girl is who hates her town. But yeah, Bailey, I think, offers some perspective to this documentary that Amber Tamblyn had not seen.
Yeah.
And by perspective, you mean she just asks the people that she's interviewing questions?
Yeah. She assumes there's more to them than Walmart or whatever.
I think Timmy's a terrible filmmaker. She doesn't have the curious spirit. She's like not asking questions. She's not curious about stuff. And Bailey's like, yeah, what about that? Oh, that's interesting. What is this guy doing? Like, you got to have a curious mind to be a documentary filmmaker. Like, you can't also hate your subjects immediately
I was going to say,
when
like,
you start filming them.
The questions
Not
that
openly.
Yeah.
The questions that she does ask, you're just like, so you're a pathetic loser. What's that like?
Yeah.
Is this really all that's going on in your life? Wow, that must suck. She just like points a camera in their face.
But Bailey discovers there's this guy playing like an arcade game at like a bodega. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
In Bethesda, where there's like
a convenience
bodegas
store
with one arcade game?
Yeah.
A convenience store.
Changing shop.
Yeah. He's playing Dragon's Lair 3D. That game's hard. I've played it before. I never made it past like level 1. The fact that he was on level 20 is insane.
Oh, it's an actual game.
Is that a real game? I thought it was a knockoff of a real game.
No, they've spoofed it on like Family Guy and stuff. No, Dragon's Lair is a real game. Yeah.
Okay. It looked made up.
The animation is really cool.
The animation's terrible.
You should check it out. The animation is like old school, like hand drawn. It looks actually pretty cool. If you look it up.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bailey wants to like talk to that guy because they're like, hey, this guy's here every day and he's like the Dragon's Lair master. And then Amber Tamlin's like, ugh. Because Amber Tamlin's like annoyed by Bailey the whole time, even though Bailey is the one that's making this documentary anything worthwhile.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they start.
Bailey ends up trying on the pants, which don't fit.
Which I don't know how I feel about the pants not fitting Bailey.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
They should have fit her.
They should have fit her.
Maybe like later.
Well, they maybe put a curse on it.
Yeah, you know what?
Maybe in
Maybe
the movie, I'm like, it's weird if they fit because it's like these 4 girls. But I feel like she could have tried them on like towards the end and been like, she's one of us.
I mean, maybe that's what killed Bailey because they're cursed with black magic. Maybe she didn't try on the pants; she would have survived.
Are the pants magic or are the girls magic? or, like, what is magic? The pants or the girls? That's I don't know. Like,
that's the question of the movie,
guess
man.
Not the pants.
Or is the magic the friendship?
I think the pants are just like, listen, I can't really do anything about cancer. Okay, I can make you maybe drown. I can make your ass look nice, but I cannot fix cancer. Okay, so I'm not even gonna try.
I quit and mail me back to Mexico.
Yeah.
But yeah, as alluded to, unfortunately, Bailey dies in the end, and through the process of like the documentary gives Amber Tamblyn, aka Tibby, like a little bit of perspective about like how to be a curious mind. But instead of like doing her original documentary idea, she's just like, no, fuck all these losers in the town. I'm going to focus in on Bailey now.
I wish we saw the documentary.
Yeah, or like
been
excerpts.
Yeah, like they should be watching it. Yeah, they should be watching some of it.
Should have ended on that, like in the credits, or like instead of the wedding ending. I wanted to see the documentary.
The wedding ending is terrible. I'll say it right now.
Yeah.
They should have showed clips of that, and that should have kind of like married and combined all of their stories together through interviews of people in the neighborhood and stuff, and like through that connection. Again, if you take one of these stories and just turned it into a full movie, that's what you're going to get. It's like 4 movies that are like sliced up.
What did Bailey say in the tape? Because we see Bailey like film herself at some point, and then at the end of the movie, I think after she dies, Tibby finds
it's when she
tape,
has the jeans. It's when she puts the jeans on. She goes to the camera and like films herself, and then for some reason she doesn't find the tape until after that. But I forget exactly what she said on the video, but it was like something uplifting in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact words.
Yeah, I don't quite remember it either. I was sobbing.
It was really sad. Like when they're stargazing, I was like, this movie, holy shit.
Yeah, dude. The stargazing scene was brutal.
Bailey's a great actress.
She's great.
Like, she's great.
That little girl's good.
Yeah, 100%.
Is she in other stuff? Not really. Not a lot.
She died after this movie.
No, not a lot.
I was gonna say she died of leukemia.
It's all real.
She's a method actor.
Oh, wow.
She's in the show Atypical that was on Netflix. She's in a bunch of episodes of that. I never saw it though. But yeah.
I mean, she was able to like pull out that emotion. Like she was a great actress in the movie, man. I mean, the stargazing scene, Lauren, and Amber Tamblyn's looking like, what are you doing to me? You're making me feel things. I don't like this. And they just start looking at the stars. She's just like, yeah, does it make you think that there's like, you know, something after this? I believe there is. And Amber Tamblyn kind of like scoffs at her a little bit, like, okay. It's like, bro, you just found out she had leukemia. Like, give her some hope.
She had a great line when she first meets Tibby. And she's like, I'm 12. And she's like, you look like you're 10. And she's like, when I was 10, I didn't have an iPod.
Yeah.
It's like, that's so perfect.
But yeah, man, that one was emotionally wrecking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like what you were saying, Brian, like that one throwaway line about her being upset about her mom having another kid was this introduction of Bailey to get her to be like, kids have value now. Like, what is this for Tibby? Like, why did Tibby's storyline why did she need to meet Bailey?
I don't know. A part of me thinks that like this is maybe too reductive, but a little bit of me thinks it's just like, oh, this is what like actual sadness is. Like this is like something to actually be upset about, and all my little gripes are really small compared to this and inconsequential.
And like life is short. This girl's like got so much seeing the beauty in life, and she's only here for a short time, and I'm like only seeing the negative parts of life.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's like there's more to people than she's assuming, right? Because she's like assumes all of her subjects suck. They've got nothing really cool to say, and then it's like, oh, maybe there's more to people than you expect.
Yeah. But then at the end of the movie, she's just like in the car with the girls, and she's like, "Yep, my last day at the place was last week. I'm done with that job." And I was like, "Oh." I kind of wanted to see her at the job with a little more vigor, a little more like I wanted to see her like. I wanted to see the change in her. I don't think we ever got the chance to see like how she changed her. She was just sad because Bailey was gone, but I never saw her act differently with her mom or act differently with coworkers. Or there was no little epilogue catharsis of like, oh, this is how it changed her life. Instead, she's like, I'm changing the name of my documentary to Bailey. And I'm like, that's a terrible title.
Unless if it's about the same subject matter, especially like what?
Like, that's the end of your that's your arc, I guess. Yeah.
All right. We got anything more to say about Tibby and Bailey?
One small thing. At the end, Bryan, this guy that she met one time playing video games, they're like friends now, mourning her. I guess Bryan did visit her in the hospital and brought her a video game. But part of me is like, God, you met her one time, Bryan. But I guess maybe he did have more in her life. But I think it's suggested they're going to be together.
Yeah, I mean, she like lays her head on Bryan's shoulder. He gave Bailey like a Nintendo DS or something with Dragon's Lair, and she's like, man, I can't get past level 1. That Bryan guy is amazing. And Tibby's like, oh, all these other people came to visit you, and I didn't know, and like now here I am. I feel like a piece of shit. Tries to give her the jeans. She's like, put them on. They're magic. Put them on.
They won't fit. I tried them on. They don't fit. I hate them.
Maybe try some of that magic you did earlier. You know, give it a shot. Like, try a spell. Go to that yoga room.
They can't do it without Carmen.
Yeah.
I will say that in the trailer for Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2, Tibby is with Bryan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they're a couple. And the person that I was watching the movie with was like, oh yeah, he gets really hot in the second one.
He's in
like,
Westworld.
cool.
He's an actor in Westworld. He's the one that's like one of the medical people that's working with Tandy Newton a bunch.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like in the... Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Some things work better together. Like NARS's Soft Matte Complete Concealer and Radiant Creamy Concealer. Soft Matte Complete Concealer erases and blurs imperfections with full coverage. Then, Radiant Creamy Concealer evens and brightens with a luxurious texture and radiant finish. 2 concealers, 1 flawless look. Perfect for a no foundation base. NARS, better together. Visit Ulta to shop now.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. You might say all kinds of stuff when things go wrong, but these are the words you really need to remember. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. They've got options to fit your unique insurance needs, meaning you can talk to your agent to choose the coverage you need, have coverage options to protect the things you value most, file a claim right on the State Farm mobile app, and even reach a real person when you need to talk to someone. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All right, so we got Carmen and Bridget left. Who we going with?
Should we do
Bridget?
Since Carmen sort of...
Carmen kind of ends it.
Yeah, Carmen kind of ends it. Yeah, let's do...
And she's the narrator.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she bookends it.
So Bridget goes to soccer camp in Mexico?
Yeah, Baja.
Yeah.
Where it's strictly forbidden to hook up with coaches.
Yep.
That's the number 1 rule.
It's a law in Mexico.
Yeah.
She's very good at soccer, which annoys everybody, right?
Yep. Based on the way that she runs.
She's a bad runner, right?
She's a terrible runner.
She's a terrible runner.
She has awful form. She's running so much. She sucks at it.
She's terrible at it.
Oh,
that's
my
like
God,
her
the arms
one
are flailing
fucking,
and
that's like her one defining trait is like she's like the MVP and she runs. Like that's what she does through the whole movie.
Yeah.
Just
when
running.
you're sprinting, you don't
tight. You want to be tight. You want to be tight inside. Yeah. She's like it's so flailing. It's the worst.
As a sprinter that peaked in 5th grade, I could tell her form was bad.
Oh my God.
Oh man. But yeah, she's trying to get Baja blasted by the soccer coach.
So the coach, not the coach that she's trying to hook up with, which is a coach that we don't really see coach at all, but the manager of the soccer team.
Yes, the water boy.
She's mad at Bridget for being good at soccer to a point that you only see this in movies that are written by non-sports people, where she scores and she's like, stop showboating. I don't need you to score out there. And then later switches Bridget from attack to sweeper, which is defense. Yeah. And I'm like, what is going on at this camp?
Yeah.
At one point, the manager says, save that for the championship game. Yeah. I was like, wait, what?
This is a scrimmage. Pass the ball around a little bit.
You're not here to prove how good you are. You didn't come all the way to Mexico from Maryland to show who's the best talent. I was like,
yeah,
wait,
she's
what are we?
so annoyed. She's like, we get it. You're a good She's like, we get it. You're a good soccer player.
You're the best.
Despite your inability to run properly, you're really good at this.
Yeah. Just they did a lot of transitions too of running or kicking or throwing a ball, and it would go into the soccer game.
The one transition though, from Paul to Bridget, was pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah, what was that one? That was like a ball got kicked or thrown and then it landed.
Who's Paul?
Paul is one of the step siblings from Carmen. The blonde guy.
Oh, because he was playing soccer too.
Spike.
Yeah. Spike.
Yeah. Soccer to soccer. Yeah, they did do a lot of like cool movement transitions. I was like, okay, I don't hate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, she is trying to show off because she like immediately falls in love with this, I guess, a coach. It's unclear how old he is. He's in college, I think.
He's 20.
He's too old. He's too old. He's too old to be hooking up with her. Is what it is. What is that? Yeah.
There's two forbidden things there. He's too old for her, and he's the coach. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's
I have
resisting.
thoughts on that. He's resisting. Yeah, I have
most of the movie. He's like,
except for when those jeans come out. Those magical horny jeans.
Yeah. I feel like this whole storyline is like about sleeping with someone that is not age appropriate, right? But like the movie didn't really super want to commit to that, so they sort of like coded it, be like, but he's a coach and it's forbidden, and it's like, no, it's because he's an adult and she's a child is the real problem. I feel like they're kind of skating around that and just keep mentioning it's because he's a coach. You can't sleep with the coach.
Yeah. I think that the Bridget's coach was just jealous because she wanted to bang the guy. That's why she was like, stop showing off.
Well, at one point, Bridget sneaks to she thinks the coach had said like, oh, we're going to be at this bar. And she overhears it. And she's like, oh, he said it loud so I could, because he wants me to go there. And then her two friends there, she made new friends. Look at that. And her two friends there, like, oh, all right, whatever. And they sneak out with her and they go to that bar. And they go to that bar and the manager / coach that doesn't like Bridget is drinking with that guy. And she goes to get beers. And I'm like, how are you going to do this? That lady knows she does not like you. And they're drinking together. You're not going to be able to hook up with this guy here. And they start dancing together. I was like, wait, you can't. She's right there. That's not.
Well, she's not Greek. She's not going to break up a dance. You know, that's not. It's not her place to do that.
It's just wild.
No, I totally agree. It's like she's going to out her immediately, right?
Yeah.
Like how...
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're not supposed to be off. Like, you can't sneak out here. You're not supposed to be one in a bar, two. And then her friends who get there look at the two of them dancing and they're like shocked. I'm like, you guys snuck down here for this purpose. Why are you guys surprised that that's happening?
I mean, I think
this is. Go ahead.
I was going to say that I think the reaction of the dude that the blonde guy is drinking with is even better because Bridget comes up to him and she's like, you want to dance? And then I think his name is Matt, the coach that Bridget's trying to hook up with. He looks back at his friend and his friend is just like giving him the eyebrow waggle. Like, all right, go for it, man. She's good to go.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The creepy look on that guy's face was unbelievable.
This one was maybe my least favorite just because most of it is every time it cuts to her, it's just her like throwing herself at this guy.
Yeah.
And
that doesn't want it. I don't know. It's just like every scene is that.
Yeah.
Or people telling her not to do this or not to play soccer as hard as she wants.
Now, I think they wanted to do this whole, like, with her mom passing and committing suicide and her wanting to be like, I'm going to live life to the fullest. I'm going to be kind of reckless. I'm just going to, like, I'm never want to be in a dull moment or whatever. And I'm like, okay, that's a good thing. That's a good, like, character trait to have to, like, work through, right? But I don't feel like a person going through that would go to Mexico, lock in on one guy and be like, I'm going to sleep with this one guy. As opposed to like, I'm going to like sneak out to the bars and get drunk. I'm going to try and hook up with a different guy. Like it feels like this is too much. Like, this guy is the one, seems more like a lovelorn, like there's nothing like overly, like it's reckless because, like you say, she's the coach and the age thing, but it's nothing like she's spending days and days, like actually weeks trying to go after this guy. Like
months?
Most of the stuff. Yeah. Like, what is she doing in between that? Like, that is reckless.
Right.
Like, I feel like she would be doing other stuff than pining over, like, this is my project for the summer.
Yeah. I think the other stories showed passage of time way better than this one did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this is a lot of her, like, pining over one guy that she just looked at once and was like, all right. At least Lena had, like, talked to the guy and, like, he was hitting on her or something, you know?
Well, I think this one doesn't show the passage of time that well because in every practice that Bridget has, she's wearing the same outfit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, she's wearing the same outfit every time we see her playing soccer.
And there's no, like, we have a they mention the championship, but there's no, what are we practicing for? Are we playing against a team? Is hooking up with this guy. They just run on the beach, you know, as soccer teams often do. 7-mile run.
Dude.
And just, I just don't. And then the guy ends up hooking up with her. And I was like, is this what we want? And then she said,
he couldn't help it.
Hooking up.
She had the jeans on. Like, he was under a spell at that point.
Yeah.
We never found out if he took them off.
I think he did, and that's why it was a bad experience, because she broke the rules of the jeans. He takes them off, she has sex with them, and it's, like, bad.
Okay. I didn't think about that.
Otherwise, why the hell's that line even in the movie? Like, it was stupid.
No, the line's in the movie to say, like, this girl sleeps around. You'll see it. She's going to have sex with one guy this summer.
That's fair. That's fair. I hated this storyline. I hated every part of it. Especially, there's one part where she's always like, I'll race you, which I'm going to tell you right now, after like 2 of those, I'd be like, I don't fucking want to race you. Sorry. Like, I don't feel like doing that every day. I'm not playing soccer.
But he is a soccer player, though, apparently.
He's also like, you look dumb when you run. I don't want to watch you run anymore. You keep hitting me in the face with your arm.
And he's running in New Balances on the beach.
Bro, he never takes his shoes off at the beach. That bothered me so much.
He is running in full New Balances on the beach.
Even during the sex, he put the shoes back on. Pants off.
Yeah, pants off, shoes on.
He's like, I don't want this traction.
That's so funny. But there's just like such a heavy-handed exposition scene where like they run and they kind of pass out on the beach. She's like, running is so great because it's like nothing can touch you, you know, like your feelings about your dead mom, like nothing can get to you. Like some tragedy you're avoiding.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right.
The writing for that was awful.
So they sleep together. She isn't a fan, or like I don't know, maybe it was fine, but like it doesn't fix her. And then she is sad because she wants to talk to her mom about it, and she can't. Right?
She could if she really wanted to.
This felt really. Oh my god!
What'd you say?
Yeah, I'm not gonna repeat that.
Yeah, that's all you, Bryan. Say that again.
I meant with a Ouija board. They're doing magic. I meant with a Ouija board. That's what I meant.
Okay. It felt kind of shoehorned in for her to think about her mom, like after this moment when she's got like her friends from childhood that she talks to all the time and stuff, and it felt weird. Like, oh, I slept with this guy. That didn't solve my mom issue that I haven't seemed to be having all summer.
Yeah.
I think we also maybe could have seen a scene with her and her mom, or like knowing that she was like close with her mom or something before, because we didn't know that
sleeping with this guy was going to somehow. Apparently, she has had sex before, so it's like not like a first time thing. I don't know why sleeping with this guy triggered feelings.
I think it was a first time.
Mom. You
like
think so?
For sex. I think she's gone through all the other bases, run them awkwardly, but this is. I don't think she's had that was my feeling anyway.
Yeah, no, I feel like that makes sense because it seems like she was looking for this to be like the thing that completes her and like makes her feel whole again or something. But then she's like, oh, this was just like kind of meaningless sex and I don't feel better about my life.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that was her goal until afterwards and she told us.
Same.
I don't think that was her goal. It wasn't like she's like, I'm going to Mexico for soccer camp because I'm good at soccer and I love running. But really, I'm just going so I can lose my virginity. Like, this is American Pie, my version. Like,
wait,
what?
This guy's dick didn't cure my generational depression?
All the rom-coms lied to me.
Let me quick write a suicide note and send it to Greece.
Yeah, we should mention that. She sends a note that's sad to Greece, but Lena drops it and never looks into her bed, so she doesn't see it till the end of the movie.
She's like, oh, the jeans.
Yeah. Boy.
The jeans that almost murdered me. I'm excited.
Lena does find it.
Yeah. Well, why didn't someone get the jeans? The jeans are ripped. If I'm the second person and I get those jeans, I'm like, what did you do, Lena?
Yeah. These smell like fish.
They also weren't allowed to wash them.
Yeah, they weren't allowed to wash them.
That's insane.
These jeans
but
smell
then
like
Lena
Greek
dunks them in the water immediately.
Yeah.
Ugh.
She washed off all the magic.
There's so much sand in those jeans when they're shipped back to whoever gets them after.
Yeah.
After that beach sex.
Some soccer coach jizz in there too, you know.
Like, I'm not putting these on, Bridget.
Not supposed to take them off.
I just want to make sure these aren't why Bridget's mom's dead. Like, these pants didn't somehow cause her death.
That would be a better movie if the pants were like, turn this into a horror movie, I'm down.
Yeah.
The pants are just behind.
Yeah.
That's actually a great idea. They think it's going to be great, but then they do that spell and it's...
I can't take them off. Yeah.
Oh, man. But yeah, like eventually, Lena finds the letter that Bridget wrote that's kind of like a desperation, like call for help. And then that's when I think Lena picks up the phone and calls Tibby to be like, yo, I think Bridget might be in some trouble here.
I love that's when they pick up a phone because they can call. I brought it up.
Yeah.
They can make phone calls and landlines. You don't have to. You could just get on a 4-way. People did 3-way phone calls and stuff like
instant messenger was the thing.
Yes.
At this time.
Yes.
AIM, yeah.
Instead, they're writing letters.
This was like peak instant messenger time.
I mean, the book, of course, was written before. Was probably like written in the 90s, so it's before that. But you're adapting a book.
Yeah.
Coming to the modern times,
Yeah.
She's editing a Final Cut. She stares at Final Cut edits all day like, I don't know how I'm going to cut this documentary into something. But then we get, one of my nitpicks was, later we'll see that the group goes to the airport to pick up Lena when she comes back.
Mm-hmm.
No one greets Bridget when she comes back.
No, except the dad.
Yeah.
Dad's
but
super
why
stoked.
were the friends not? Why did the friends have to get a phone call from Lena to go see Bridget? Like, that's your best friend. She just got back from soccer camp, and you're not like, okay, hey.
Oh yeah, that's true.
First night you're back. Like, where
Carmen
we at?
was back at that point?
Yep. She was because they both go over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tibby was back the whole time, but I can't imagine Bridget and Tibby hanging out one-on-one, to be honest.
None of them are friends. None of them.
You want to go for a run? Never in my life.
Yeah. You want to play tennis? Nope. Don't want to play tennis. Do you want to do a sad documentary? Do you want to take some pictures? Nope.
Do I want to feel sad? What do you think?
Did the TSA situation feel weird? I feel like they were too close to the airport gate.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
For 2005.
Yeah.
It's like in Buffy, I think, when like Giles goes or someone's at the airport.
Giles.
Willow's coming back from England, I think.
Yeah, from her witchcraft rehab that she had to go through.
She's at the Sunnydale International Airport.
Yeah.
I think when I looked it up, it was like right after 9/11. So like probably when they recorded it, it was still not what it is now. But I was like, there's too many people at the airport gate.
Yeah.
Also, there's an international airport in Sunnydale. Anyway.
Everything goes through Sunnydale.
I did kind of fucking love the dad's postcard. It was just, it's just like, everything here is fine. Hope that you're good. Goodbye. And then when he like picks her up, he's walking her into the house. He's like, got a car wash. whatever.
He's a serial killer, right?
Yeah,
he's like, do you want?
I mean, he's also processing everything.
That's fair.
I think is the idea.
Yeah.
But when she gets the postcard, she seems like, sad. Like her dad's not doing anything. Like when the dad drops her off at the airport, he's like, take your bags, bye. Like he's like, get the fuck out of here. Like it seems like the dad murdered the mom, and we're gonna find that out later. Like honestly,
and he's looking for those jeans.
Yeah, he's like, where are these jeans? These jeans have all the evidence in them, and they keep mailing them.
I think it was to the juxtaposition of when Bridget gets the postcard. Like the other girls are like, their parents sent them care packages and like their favorite snacks, and the dad just sent like, I'm doing well. Hope that you are well. Goodbye.
Yeah, and it was like
the address was longer than the letter.
Yeah.
he had his assistant write that up for him. He didn't even write that.
Yeah.
It's so I was like, oh, there's definitely something with her dad in that, and it doesn't really pay off at all.
Yeah, I mean, there should be exploring, like, well, can she have some kind of relationship with her dad that fills the void of what she lost with her mom? Or
whoa, you wanted to
you're being cold because you're also grieving, and I realize that now, but no, they didn't really touch on that.
And Tibby could bring that into that relationship because she just dealt with the Bailey thing, so she should pass that like acknowledgement on to Bridget, who now can utilize that to relate to her dad and then form something, and then seeing that relationship to her dad is what can inform Carmen about her dad's relationship. But alas, that's a different movie.
Yeah, instead we have a pizza party to cure depression.
Yes. And then the weirdest scene ever, when soccer coach shows up in Bethesda, Maryland, and I do not get what is going on here at all.
Hated everything about
How did he know where to find her again?
He didn't, though, because the dog brought her.
He just happened to be around.
No, he was going there, but the addresses in Bethesda must be insane, because he was like, we're on place, not street. He's like, oh, okay.
To be fair, where we live is like that. Queens is wild.
Yeah.
There's
true.
Like place, avenue, street, all the same number in a row.
I'm just saying, in a movie, twice people are getting addresses wrong. Like Bailey delivered the pants to Tibby because it got sent to her address for some reason.
Yeah.
So the dog that she has takes the pants, and Bridget runs out of her house past the dad, who's just like, what? And chasing the dog that has the pants, and then runs into the coach that she slept with, who says that he's in town looking for her because he didn't like how things ended, and he's on his way to Columbia for soccer.
Again, phones don't work in this reality.
Phones don't work. There's no way to look her up on the registry or any directory or anything. He's got to travel.
He's on the registry now.
Yeah. He's going around the neighborhood telling everyone that he just moved in. I had to knock. I was going to knock on your door eventually. But then they just have a conversation that I don't know how this is her payoff of her mom stuff. And he mentions like, once you're older and you're 20, come find me. I'll be a famous soccer player. And
no.
Or something.
He's like, when you're 20 and you're a famous soccer player, don't forget about me. I get first dibs or whatever.
Dibs.
And she's like, okay.
It was so romantic.
He's really there to be like, hey, don't tell anyone we did that.
Totally.
And then he just kind of walks away. Like, that's it. That was it. He was coming to say that one line. And then she clutches the jeans and she hugs them. Like, these are magical. What? Was that what she was looking for? A cuddle after they had sex? Like, I'm confused now.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it felt so empty. He just like got up and ran away right afterwards. So she needed some closure finally.
He thought she was going to chase her. She loves running.
Yeah, I know, right? Thought that was our thing.
Yeah.
Thought we were racing to an undisclosed location.
I forget, like, she had the conversation with her friends, and they were like, you're more than your mom, or you're not the same as her. So, like, I guess she's, like, a little healed now. So,
but that should be the end. That should be the healing.
Yeah.
We didn't need to see him again.
Then she feels even better after this guy tells her, when you actually come of age, look me up.
Yeah.
It's like weird.
Yeah, our friends had to be like, yeah, you're not weak like your bitch ass mom.
I know. It was so like, you're stronger than your mom. She sucked. She's in my documentary of losers.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh my
The priest wouldn't shut up about her.
That priest, man.
Can you fire a priest at a funeral? Because I like the fact that dad didn't punch that guy is like insane.
Oh my God, dude.
He sent him a postcard.
Yeah, great service.
Not cool.
Not cool. Signed, Bridget's dad.
Ernie Lively.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. We haven't
So
even talked
Carmen.
Yeah, I was going to say, we got to talk about Carmen now still.
Speaking of great dads.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dude,
can we talk about two things? Bradley Whitford's hair.
Yep.
What is flaming red?
Yeah.
I mean, it's clearly dyed because he's got like white hair not long after this, IRL.
Yeah.
So like, but the color of it is so like in general, the coloring of this movie is like very, when they're outside, it's like orange.
Yeah, it's very
Does that have something to do with his hair? Like, are we trying to match his hair?
I mean, his hair was like maroon. Like, it wasn't natural red. It was like...
It's when you...
Yeah.
Because me and Joe watched the David Boreanaz film, Mr. Fix It. Which you guys should check out. It's on YouTube. We reviewed it on our Patreon.
Film seems generous.
Yeah. Yes, a movie. A movie, a visual medium.
Tibby's documentary, Mr. Fix It.
Yeah. But they they changed David Boreanaz's hair. And it was like the time where everyone was trying to go like between
frosted tips.
Like frosted tips, and then it just became brown. I think Whitford, they tried to dye his hair and it never got fully brown and it became this auburny red mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Brutal dye job.
I don't believe that America Ferrera's his daughter at all.
No. I don't know. When I was watching this movie, I was like, how the fuck did this guy hook up with her mom?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So her mom is like pretty hot lady.
Yeah.
And like a spicy, like Latina woman out there who's like got a lot of and then this guy is just the most milquetoast tennis playing white motherfucker.
He's married to the rich lady from So I Married an Axe Murderer. Like,
yeah, I mean, dude, the parenting decisions this guy made to not tell his daughter that he has I mean, they have to have been going out for at least a while.
Yeah, he moved houses. He moved in with her. She has kids that he refers to as his kids.
Yeah.
Carmen, when she was like, we'll say 10 at the oldest.
Yeah.
Maybe like 12, 10 to 12.
Can I bring up something that it seemed like they were trying to marry earlier? Like earlier scene when she was younger, she looks out the window and she sees her dad get into the car.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then later she has an argument with Tibby and she looks out the window and Tibby storms off. And it had the same shot from that up window.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
notice that. Nice.
But I was like, that's interesting, but I don't think they're like, I don't think they are thematically the same. Like,
I didn't know.
It's not
Right.
it's not like she scared her dad away and her dad left because of her necessarily, even though she does kind of believe that, which we can get into. But yeah.
So he's got this new wife who has two like teenage children. They have a beautiful home in South Carolina. And yeah, they're straight up getting married like this summer.
Yeah.
And
you're going to
she's
be
invited.
in the wedding. You're going to be my, what is it? What's it with the guy? Best man, basically.
Yeah.
Or she's going to be a bridesmaid or something. Her jaw is just on the floor.
You don't spring this to your daughter. You just
It's
don't.
rude as fuck, man.
No.
Yeah.
It's not even the worst thing it's not even the worst thing he's done. It's not even the worst thing he's going to do with this movie.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah. And she like doesn't handle it well, obviously.
Yeah.
They finally have their day. They're going to go play tennis. And then he like abandons her to go to Spike's soccer game for some reason, right?
Yeah. Well, he goes to the soccer game. They stop there first, and then the mom, his fiance shows up, and she's like, "Oh my god, the venues for the wedding's all messed up." And he's like, "I gotta go take care of this. She never had a wedding. Her first one was weird. I gotta handle this. Play tennis with the guy who's playing a full soccer game right now, and that should be fun." Yeah. The guy that you haven't met. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be a weird brother, stepsister.
Yeah, what kind of porn are we watching? Is she going to get caught in the washing machine?
Because they do have like a moment where
they
like, does she hit him in the head with the tennis racket or something?
She hits him with the tennis ball, yeah.
Like she is going like ham, yeah.
She's like tending to his wound.
Yeah.
And there's like a moment where they're falling in love, maybe?
I thought that's what we were going for. I was like, oh, totally. Forbidden step-sibling love. I've watched 100 million porns about this. This is going to end so well.
But then we basically never see him again.
Yeah, she knocked him out of the movie with that shot. That's it. I was like, wait, so he's gone?
Felt like the actor couldn't do any more of the movie, so they like wrote something in.
Yeah.
Because of all the incest plot. He's like, I'm not doing this movie. I'm out.
He's like, what was that Bridget story? How old is the coach? Like, nah, I'm out of this.
We find out his dad's like an addict and institutionalized or something.
Yeah, in Atlanta.
Something like that.
And he visits him every weekend or something.
Yeah, because every character needs another trauma. Lena's Greek friend, his parents died in a car accident when he was 12. Like everybody has like extra trauma. And I'm like, why did we add... The only reason this is added is just so later when she has the scene where she talks to her dad, she can be like, oh, he visits once a week. You visit me twice a year. And I'm like, man, that's a huge hurdle to make just so you can have that line in there. Like, why does her ex have to be a drug addict and it bothers his fiance and they don't like talking about it? It's like so many layers that don't need to be there.
Yeah, we didn't need to know anything about her past.
Yeah.
So she walks down speaking Spanish one day. And to be fair, the dad, we acknowledge, can speak Spanish.
Yeah.
But like doesn't want to because she, I don't know, he's trying to erase that part of his life, I guess. But like she does speak Spanish to the mom and the daughter. Like they have any idea what she's saying?
Yeah, the mom and the daughter are like, deport her.
What a power play to show up and just start speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not crazy that they don't understand you. It is weird that the dad's pretending he doesn't speak Spanish.
I'm happy they didn't make Whitford speak any Spanish.
Oh yeah.
I will say, I agree with you that it was like, of course they don't speak Spanish. They're the whitest people in this movie.
Yeah.
But the daughter is like, what is she doing? What are the words coming out of her mouth?
Yeah.
I don't understand these sounds. Is she casting a spell? I know she does spells.
Why does she need so many candles?
Is she La Llorona? Yeah, when she came down and started speaking Spanish at the people, I was like on her side when like the dad didn't tell about the secret family, but then she starts doing like some Parent Trap type rude shit to the other people. It's like, your problem isn't with them. You should talk to your dad about this.
Yeah. What was the end game with speaking Spanish? Like the dad would start speaking to her in Spanish too, and she'd be like, yes, I do have a bond with my dad. And like, what? Like that wouldn't like there's no end game.
Didn't make any sense.
Yeah, the dad like puts his hand over her mouth. He's like, we're in the South now, honey. We can't be doing any of that shit.
And they have a housekeeper that speaks Spanish, so.
Oh shit!
Oh
yeah,
my god, that was a very weird scene.
That felt like that was that was like a scene you have, and then you skip the brother with the drug addict stuff. You know, if you want to have some tension with the mom and stuff, you do that scene, and it's like the help is Hispanic and she's not, and okay, we got something there.
Yeah, yeah.
And the housekeeper goes, shrugs and just walks away. Classic housekeeper. Like she's like, I'm not getting involved with this family drama. I'm not shaming you. I'm just gonna keep it moving. But yeah,
I didn't really like any of this because they try to make the mom seem like she's not evil, right? But like also she's maybe bad. It's like unclear if she's shitty or not until the dress scene. But, like, the stuff with the sheets, I don't really understand why she would be that crazy. Like, we need the sheets now.
Yeah. And she's like, if you want to sleep in, it's fine. And she's like, you don't have to do it. And it's more like a class. It's like a class thing of that it becomes. Because even Carmen calls her mom at one point. She's like, the water in the toilet is blue. Which is an amazing time to think that was peak level buying one of those toilet water.
Things you put in your tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was like trying to add tension. I guess I could see the tension between, there's, but the other mom is not trying to be her mom. Like it's not like she's like, I'm trying to replace your mom, or she's not even trying to really get to know Carmen. Again, I feel like you need a whole movie to explore this, and they got a quarter of a movie.
Yeah, the issue is like her dad blindsided her and like prefers this family.
Yeah.
And like has sort of forgotten what it was like to be part of their family. But so she should really be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get why she's like sensitive about anything adjacent to that, but
the dad's a jerk, but we also don't know why him and the mom split up.
Yeah.
I'll just assume because he's a jerk.
It also seems kind of like Carmen's mom knew about the dad's other family when Carmen returns home.
No, she just knows he's awful, and like she didn't want her to spend the whole summer there because they've only see each other twice a week. Like she's like, I knew he'd do something crazy.
Okay, because I feel like when Carmen returns home and she's like being comforted by the mom says something like, "I should have told you" or something like that.
No, she's like, she says, "I don't want to say I told you so." Like, because Carmen still thinks her dad's a good guy. He comes twice. It's kids wanting to believe their parent is a good person, and she's like, I told you he's not great, you can't trust the guy. And she's like, don't say it, Mom. And I'm like, the mom's right, this guy's awful.
I feel like the movie is trying to do this, right? Because the mom, the new mom, the stepmom, she like immediately is like trying to be inclusive and positive when she meets her at the car, like we're gonna have so much fun. So I think the movie's trying to be like, no, the mom's actually trying to be good, but she's culturally different than you and like is a weird situation. But the movie's also like trying to give Carmen like reasons to hate the mom instead of the dad, like, the sheet thing or like not understanding Spanish, just to like give her a target that's not her dad who's really at fault. But especially with the dress thing, it's just so unclear to me, the viewer, what I'm supposed to think, because the mom seems like she's nice, but then later seems like really like she's not trying to include her. So I thought it was a little bit messy personally.
The dress scene, I thought the shopkeepers were worse than the mom. Jeez.
Yeah.
The
dress scene is they're trying on bridesmaids' dresses. It fits the teenage daughter. It's an ugly dress. It won't look good on anyone. It's a stupid, like, flat dress.
Yeah.
But
You're
like it doesn't quite the one that America tried on was like not. The mom was like, the dad. She blames on the dad. She's like, the dad guessed the size wrong,
which is fair because the dad doesn't know his daughter. So yeah.
So they just like didn't have the right size for her to try on. Obviously, they can like make it fit her, but they just like keep talking behind her back.
Or the dad could have not guessed her size, mentioned that he was going to get married, and told her about this, and then asked her size. Like be a person.
Yeah.
But
they're just like, we'll find the fabric somewhere, I guess, for this.
I guess I'll have to take out a second mortgage to get the rest of this fabric for this chubby
on and
girl.
On about how hard altering this dress is going to be.
Gonna have to take out a loan, get all this fucking fabric. Jesus.
I don't need extra fabric. I have a pair of jeans that fit me and my skinny white friends, okay? So if these jeans can do it.
Sorry, I'm Puerto Rican and I got an ass. She runs away. Another
been like, your jeans look like shit. They are ripped up. They are covered in sand and jizz. Like they smell like
water.
Fish. What is wrong with you?
And then we get some more awful running in the movie when Carmen runs away.
It's one of my nitpicks. She runs out of the store barefoot and she's running down the street, and then we do a transition to the soccer playing. But later when we see Carmen, she's got wedges on. And I'm like, did she go back? Did she go back to get shoes? Where has she been? Like what? That's just a minor nitpick. But yeah.
Oh, sure.
But dude, like when she gets dropped off by that taxi driver and he's like, you okay? You sure you're going to be okay? And she's like, yeah, they're probably out looking for me. Turns out, no. They're having family dinner while the daughter's missing.
Yeah, wow.
That's the worst thing. That's one of the worst things the dad's done in this movie is not driving around.
That makes you villainize all of them.
Yeah, they're like laughing too. They're like not like eating takeout and making phone calls. They're just like, ha ha ha.
Yeah, they're
She's
saying grace.
Missing.
Spike's dad is there. It's just
and
she's not.
And it's not like she's not from. It's not like she's from South Carolina or anything.
Right.
Like your daughter is missing in a state that she does not know all day, and you're like, what's for dinner? Is it pot roast? Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking we're making meatloaf. Like what?
Yeah.
I don't blame her for throwing a rock at the window.
Absolutely.
And just hopping on a bus and leaving all her shit. Yeah. What the fuck?
If the dad's being shitty, the mom should be like, shouldn't you be looking for your kid?
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, so she comes back from being missing, sees that they're having dinner. She throws a rock at the window and then goes missing again. Like she just takes herself to the bus station. The dad just like, oh, that's just Carmen. She's going to do what she's going to do. She throws rocks at windows all the fucking time. Let her be.
What?
Like, what? Like, go outside, dude.
Yeah, there's not a shot of him at the door pleading. And he can't say anything. He was sitting there having a meal, laughing it up.
Mm-hmm.
Insane. It's an insane scene.
So later she calls him and like airs all her grievances, which I thought was great. I thought she did great.
Great acting. Scene. Best scene and one of the best scenes in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just like, why am I not enough for you? You replaced me with this new family. And he can't really say anything. She's like, correct.
Yeah.
He kind of says he's sorry, I guess, but like I think he knows he's caught.
He doesn't give enough. He doesn't give enough of an explanation for any of his actions. Like, why did you surprise us? Why did you not look for me when I went missing? Why? And America Ferrera's giving it her all. Like this. This is like great. Like she's acting her ass off in this scene. Like I was like, oh no, that's why she's the lead. That's why she's got the book ending voiceover. Like she's carrying it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And the dad's just sitting at his like little table with his head slumped over, like, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. What can I say?
So you're not missing anymore?
You owe me for the window.
Okay. I'm sorry. Who is this?
Oh, from that family.
We registered at Crate and Barrel just in case you want to send anything. God.
So Lena comes home and they convince her to go to the wedding, right? I don't remember how or why, but they're like, you have to be there. You'll regret it your whole life.
I hate this so much.
Road trip. Walking on sunshine.
Yes, they take a road trip that's very dangerous. They're just like watching the documentary on Tibby's phone while driving, right? They're watching something on a phone.
No, they're
looking at the pictures of Costas.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they all start freaking out.
Let's not do that right now. Like the driver's looking too.
I mean, you've been a 16-year-old driving around high on like, hey, we're gonna crash your friend's dad's wedding to his second wife. You know, like we've all been there.
Making a drive from Maryland to South Carolina that takes literally like 14 hours.
Nothing like, oh, I just got back from Mexico. Hey, Dad, I'm gonna road trip to South Carolina.
I mean, her dad would probably be like, all right.
Just send a postcard. Don't have to fill it out. Just send it blank address only.
She wears the pants.
Yep. The magic pants. They're the only thing that she brought that fits her.
Does she not have clothes at home? Like, it's not...
Yeah, I don't remember why she couldn't just, like, throw on any dress. Was there not time? Did they kidnap her?
They do something, and she's like, nothing fits. And they go, oh, I think Bridget has the jeans fit. Here's a rule. And she said, because she says, Carmen says it's not my turn. My week isn't over yet. And I was like, oh my God, you guys are really sticking to this rule that you made up with. And she's like, it's the 11th rule. If someone really needs them, you can give them the jeans. I was like,
that's right.
I was like, the jeans are so loosely tied into this movie at this point. that it makes.
Yeah, they really are.
Like,
I lost track of where they were going and when, and how well they were working, for sure.
They did not work at all. The genes do nothing
bands.
in this movie. Everything could happen without the genes.
Yeah.
Well, she resolves everything with her dad, and it's great.
Yeah.
So maybe they work.
They go to the wedding, and they crash the wedding, and they're sitting there. The wife, the bride's walking down, doesn't look at them, doesn't notice they're there. There's 4 random girls there, or 3 random girls and Carmen, all dressed in regular clothes, not dressed in wedding attire, in their backyard.
Some of the girls are wearing dresses.
Yeah, but they all stand. That whole row stands out.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the dad gets up there, hair blazing in the sun, all burned bright.
It's absurd, man.
Looking like the Joker.
Yeah.
It's dripping down his face, the hair dye.
And then he looks over and sees Carmen there. His daughter that he did not invite, did not plead to come, did not apologize to, did not make amends to. And he goes, wait, there's one more person that needs to be here. My daughter. And he calls her up, and then she stands in front of her, which will be her stepsister, who does not like her at all. And stands up there in her jeans, her plain jeans and her shirt, and is smiling and grinning ear to ear, super happy that her dad called her his daughter.
He apologized a little bit, right? Or he's I'm sorry for everything, and she kind of forgives him, I guess.
But you took the effort to drive to the wedding.
Yeah.
He
needed to pause the wedding and take her inside.
Yeah.
And have a conversation with her.
Where's his gesture? He needs to show up to her and be like, hey.
Yeah. Yes.
I want you to come to the wedding. I need to bring, he needs to do the grand gesture, not your friends take you to the wedding. And all he has to do to make amends is go, yeah, that girl back there, let her stand up here while I marry this other lady in front of her. What?
Yeah, the chubby one with the jeans on. Yeah, bring her up here.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
She's my daughter.
And then everyone in the wedding's like, that's his daughter. That's his daughter. That's his daughter. What the fuck's that?
I didn't know he had a daughter.
Oh, yeah, no. This is the best wedding I've been to this week.
I think we're supposed to believe that his grand gesture was that he paused this perfect wedding that's all about what he's giving to his wife to make and kind of quote unquote ruin it by making it imperfect by having this woman in jeans and plain clothes go stand. I think that's what we're supposed to believe. I'm not saying that's good, but I think that's what we're supposed to believe.
I could see that.
And the wife, by the way, is great, no problem. I love this.
Yeah, she would hate it, I think, at this point.
And the daughter would hate it too. She's getting upstaged at the wedding.
Yeah, they shoved the daughter to the side. They're like, move back a little bit.
The whole thing about the dress, the fitting, the bridal, the bride. What was it? The dress
you got
store.
the changing.
The changing store. The whole thing about wearing the dresses that they were supposed to match, and she was like, "Can you get enough fabric shipped in from Thailand that we can make this dress work?" And now she's not even worried about it at the wedding. I don't know, man. It's just.
Yeah, the dad needs to show up. The dad needs to show up and be like, I'm not going to do this without you.
Yes. Something.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He was totally going to do it without her, and then she just happened to be there, and he's like, I guess you can be a part of it.
Exactly. She just happened to be there. If she wasn't there, he's getting married, and he's hanging, and that's it.
Yeah, there's a lot of work they need to do before she's as happy as she is at the end.
Yeah. That guy's such a piece of shit, dude.
They sit around a table, and they just, have voiceover, and they're having a fun time eating in the gazebo by themselves because no one wants to talk to them.
Yep.
Who are these people?
Who are these? Yeah.
And that's basically the movie.
Yeah.
It's a ride. It's a ride.
So our first podcast actually was called Boys Watching Girls. And we did a weekly segment where we did what we called the Likeability Rankings. And we would rank each of the girls from most likable to least likable. I was thinking we could bring back the likability rankings for this movie.
Joe, I literally had that in my notes too.
The girls, if they're real people that we have to interact with?
Yeah.
No, we're ranking the dads.
Oh, the dads are all real.
Yeah, Carmen's dad is the worst. the worst.
It's crazy that Tibby's absent dad is probably the best dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Like, if we have to hang out with these people, like for the afternoon, or just like how they came across in the movie.
I think how they came across in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Not like, oh, I don't like how they came across in the movie, but I'd actually spend more time because they all have like their defined personality that you probably would pick one. But like, because we used to do it with the girls based off of episodes or a couple episodes. So it would change drastically throughout the season. So yeah, just kind of based off of what you've seen in this movie.
So I'll go first. So you get an idea of what the segment is. Most likable, I'm going to say Lena. She seems like a real chill person. She's artistic. She doesn't really have any kind of major conflict with people like she does like see a boy that her grandparents didn't want her to. But like that's like the biggest flaw of hers. Like she lets her hair down, releases her inhibitions, lets feel the rain on her skin.
That's in here, right? That song?
I think it is.
The song was definitely trying to make a soundtrack moment.
They also they have Unwritten as well. Or is that the same song? That's the same song.
Yeah.
So I would put her number one as most likable. Under her, by the end of the movie, I would say probably Tibby, because Tibby's learned some perspective. She gets like a little bit of, how to be a bit more of a curious person and how to like put herself in other people's shoes, I feel like. This is where it gets tough. I'm going to go Carmen, because she seems very effervescent and like nice, and she's a very positive person until she wants to like shit all over her dad with Tibby, and then Tibby's like, maybe you should have been hanging out with a dying little girl and maybe you'd have some perspective, which I thought was a wild scene. And then I guess
you're saying are you getting Carmen and Tibby?
No, when Carmen and
Carmen's
Tibby,
the third. Yeah,
Carmen's third, and I'm going to put Bridget last because I don't know, she just didn't seem like she had a lot going on except for wanting to hook up with a guy, and then her mom was dead, and then she cried about over pizza and Mountain Dew. A lot of Mountain Dew in this movie.
Your favorite.
I know. Not even Diet Mountain Dew. They're getting full blast.
Baja Blast.
They're getting Baja Blasted for sure. But yeah, I think were. Yeah. Well, one of them got Baja Blasted and she regretted it. So yeah, that's where I would put my rankings. Number 1, Lena. Number 2, Tibby. 3, Carmen. 4, Bridget.
I think I would put Carmen first, because I think if you remove her dad just like fucking up her summer, I think she seems like the most fun and pleasant overall. Like any negativeness that she had was because of what she was dealing with her dad.
Yeah,
fair.
So, but I thought she seemed likable and fun. And then next, I think I would go Lena. Like, yeah, there's really nothing too negative about her. She's just like not the most fun or outgoing. So I don't know how fun she would be to hang out with.
An introvert.
Yeah.
It is hard with these last two because Tibby has an arc. Like she changes, but I feel like beginning of the movie, Tibby sucks. Like Tibby's just so negative.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I went Bridget and then Tibby.
Okay.
But I also agree. I don't know Bridget. Like I don't know her deal.
Yeah.
She seemed sort of annoying to hang out with at that soccer camp because she was just like so focused on the dude.
She's boy crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd go Lena and then Carmen, and they're very close. They're kind of interchangeable depending on the mood you're in that day. Do you want like some excitement with Carmen and like shoot the shit with somebody, or do you just want or do you want to have to like get someone out of their shell and Lena, or just like have someone that's just kind of there, like she's a little boring. I think Carmen's like Carmen's just like a normal person. Like you can actually hang out with her. She has she has more personality than anybody in the whole group. Like she has hobbies that she likes. Like she likes to do other stuff. Like I don't know. Like Lena's just gonna.
She's the glue.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's the glue guy.
Yeah, that would have been real nice to play that up, and they all fall apart when she's not there. But in the end, they have to glue her together to drag her to a wedding, but whatever. Libby, Tibby.
Libby.
Who the hell is Libby?
Libby was in France. That was...
Yeah. Libby's the one in France that they don't talk about. They forgot to. When someone accidentally gets the jeans by accident and they go to the wrong place, there's a spin-off movie where Libby put on the jeans. Then we get Emily and Perry from that. Yeah, I gotta go Tibby being the third one, just because she comes around, but in the Carmen scene, it's like, I don't know, when her and Carmen are talking, she's giving advice and then she's kind of making it about herself a little bit because Bailey died, but she doesn't really explain the Bailey thing. So she like guarded like that, which I don't think you guard it like that when you're talking to a friend that you've known since before you were born. So I don't know. So Tibby's third, and then Bridget definitely last, more so because of how they characterize her and because of this line that she says at one point when she's writing a letter. Obsessed girls can't be responsible for our actions, can we?
Oh,
and I was like, oh, gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I might want to switch Bridget.
You know what? That made Bridget skyrocket to number one for me, actually.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Tibby averages out over the course of the movie a little.
Yeah.
But...
yeah. I mean, Bailey carries her storyline, so like it's tricky,
no, I think Tibby maybe has the best storyline, but like as a person, she's I don't know.
I'm gonna break the mold, guys. I'm breaking the mold. I'm putting Tibby first. I understand we're supposed like Tibby's got problems, but like I like this shit all over things, so I would probably get along with her the most. Be like, yeah, that guy sucked. Let's talk about how much we hated that dude.
Tibby would have been great on this podcast.
Yeah, Tibby would be amazing on this podcast. Yeah.
Can you imagine Lena? People would be like, is she still on? She hasn't spoken once. She's got her back on blur on herself.
Yeah, I'm putting Carmen up number one. Lena's too boring. Yeah, Lena goes to number two.
Lena's
for me.
not
Just
a bad person. She's just
she's just hard. Like, she's boring.
Yeah. Most exciting thing she did was ride a scooter. So I'm gonna put Tibby number one.
So into nipples.
Yeah,
so into
that's
nipples.
true. I'll be talking to Lena. I'm like, why are you speak more? Are you drawing me right now? Stop it.
Just your nipples.
Yeah, I know. Leave. You started with the nipples.
I have a sweater on. What are you doing?
Yeah, why? I thought those were my eyes. So many of these drawings in here. Okay, so it would start with Tibby, then Carmen.
Okay.
I like Carmen mostly, but it'd be like, it's about your dad. I just have to tell her every time. No, it's your dad. That's the problem. So Tibby, Carmen. Then we're gonna go Lena. Because maybe I could use some good drawings of myself. And then the bottom one is going to be Bridget, because I'm not fucking running all the time, okay? I'm not racing you everywhere. Let's race to the bedroom. Let's walk to the bedroom.
Do you ever calm down? You ever? It's just like a... I'm not trying to be
I don't know
an
if you're
MVP.
talking to me right now, because I was a little livid, or if you were talking about... talking to Bridget.
Talking to Bridget, yeah. She's got to take a chill pill, man.
Yeah.
Totally.
Gosh.
And
then Bailey.
Oh.
No, Bailey's the best.
Bailey's number one.
No, Bailey would be
Bailey would be number one.
Bailey would be the worst podcast guest, though. We'd be trying to shit on stuff, and she'd be like, well, maybe that's just like this bubble. And you're just like, oh, Bailey.
She'd bring out some good points, though. She'd bring up some good points.
Yeah, she would,
know what?
But...
You know what I want to see? I would love to see Bailey with Lena. I would love to see a Bailey-Lena scene. Because, boy, Bailey would have some stuff to say about Lena.
You need to see a Bailey Carmen's dad scene.
Yes.
They should have sent Bailey around instead of the pants. That would have fixed a lot of stuff.
Yes. Oh, that would have been amazing.
Yeah, dude.
That's so good.
Did you guys like it? I feel like we shat all over it, but I didn't. It was better than I thought it would be.
This is a classic. We will talk about a movie and never express what we actually thought about the whole thing. Classic podcasting. I thought it's too long, even though have been saying a 2-hour movie at this point is. And granted, I have been saying that every storyline didn't have enough time to fully expand itself because of the structure of the movie. But after, I think once, I thought it had reached a catharsis, and then they did we got to go to a wedding. And at that point, I was already checked out. I was like, oh, we got it. I'm good. And now they tacked on like, oh, this is kind of a rom-com-y thing. We got to have a wedding scene at the end. And I was just like, I don't like that scene in general. And then it adds more to the movie. And yeah. So, but I enjoyed elements of it. I thought the pants were going to play a bigger role in it. I couldn't track the pants fully.
Yeah. I hated what they did with the pants afterwards. And they started decorating them and stuff. And
I thought that's what the pants were going to look like at first.
Oh yeah, they were supposed to like add stuff to the pants. I thought throughout, and they did like at the end. Yeah. They were also supposed to like explain what I thought there was going to be like a moment where they in the end where they like presented what happened with the pants or like talked about it more.
Yeah,
because their letters were always cryptic.
Yeah. They were.
Yeah. No, you're.
You know how people communicate. You know, lifelong friends communicate in code.
No, it's super flawed, but like definitely elements of it were made me like more emotional than I expected, or like.
Yeah, I mean,
it was stronger than I expected it to be.
I have to agree that I'm not real big on rom-coms in general, unless it's got Sandra Bullock in it. That's just my thing. But it's just my thing. But I was surprised how much I enjoyed it, despite all the flaws that you guys have pointed out and I pointed out that I totally agree with. It was super rushed. A lot of the storylines, like Lena's, were like super, super simple. And the wedding scene was like so anticlimactic and just like didn't scratch that itch or solve the problems at all. It was just like we needed to be done. But the Bailey stuff really hit home for me, and I did like the thematic part of Lena's. I thought that was pretty good. I don't know. I didn't hate it.
We watched the trailer for the sequel immediately, so we might watch it. I don't know, to see what they get up to.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see if people want us to dive into the sequel. This is a series.
I think it's set in Greece.
I don't know. I saw some wild stuff in that trailer for the sequel.
Okay.
I'm the only one that didn't see the trailer. I would be going in completely blind.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. Like, I could see, like, obviously, like, it's not made for me, a 35-year-old dude. Like, I could see, like, teenage girls enjoying it and feeling like empowerment and through the friendship of it all. And I mean, it is like, if you look at it from like a story point and like all the shit that happens in it, like, yeah, there's some wild shit happening in it.
Yeah.
Maybe the book expands on a lot of the stuff that we thought was rushed more, but it was fine. I didn't hate it.
I did expect it to be like very for teenage girls, and it probably does hit harder with that age group, but it was, I think, enough for adults. Like the nostalgia of like being that age and like being at all those places in your life was still sort of something you could connect with. I would never like tell someone they should watch this movie though.
No.
I'm never watching it again.
Yeah.
But it was better than I thought.
No, what you said, Joe, about it not being the target audience, I think is right. Like if, for the right audience, for younger women, this probably was a great movie. It speaks more to them, but
I'll say mostly it's harmless for the messaging that it does come across as. Like sometimes you get some of these and they have like that message where you're like, oh boy, they really kind of, I don't think people should take away that from it.
I mean, for example, me and Vance reviewed, what was that Christmas movie that we did with all the separate stories that kind of Love Actually.
Oh, we just watched that. I've seen it before. Brian just watched it for the first time.
Like that one, like there's like some wild messaging and like all the stories converge at the end or whatever. And it's like, ooh, that's terrible shit going on in there. And like, I feel like the messaging part of the movie in Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants is like way better than what they did in Love Actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I might not agree with Carmen, like having to like just go to the wedding and like that whole wrap up, but it's fine to tell a teenager to just be like, hey, you know what, like let's forgive the parent and like move on with your life and like don't like harbor all this ill will. Like that's fine if that's the takeaway you have from it. I think he doesn't deserve that, the dad, but it's not like a bad message to have, like, do that and, hey, don't sleep with a guy on the beach and think he's going to solve your problems. That's a fine message. I guess I don't like when he comes back and says, wait for me. That's the weird part. That's probably like the worst part of the movie. But yeah.
I mean, I guess overall the message is like, it wasn't the pants. It was, we're growing because that's how life works. We all had experiences this summer that changed us for the better.
And consumerism. You should try on jeans everyone should try on jeans and try to find a magic pair of pants.
Should we all go shopping?
But save money by sharing one pair. Don't go crazy.
I don't know. Those FedEx fees had to add up.
Bro. International.
FedEx montages.
International.
Probably got refunds from all the wrong centers addresses.
I think Tibby was like, I can't afford this. This was a bad idea.
Tibby does say something like that. She's like, man, these pants better be fucking worth it for you because all this express shipping I have to do.
Yeah. It's like 2 shifts worth of pay for this. Yeah.
God dang. Yeah. Well, that's it. That's Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, everybody.
We did it.
Could you remind our listeners where they can find you guys and what they can expect from your podcast?
Oh, sure. You can find us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram at Gilmore Slayer. We are currently planning our next phase, which might be sort of a movie watch type thing, but we also are hoping to review Amy Sherman Palladino's new show that's coming out in a few weeks called Etoile. We'll watch that one live and probably put out some content. We haven't exactly nailed down what our plan is for it yet, but we'll be sharing some reviews of those episodes.
Hell yeah!
And if this Buffy reboot happens, we'll obviously be covering.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're
all keeping an eye out for that. Yeah,
frothing at the mouth.
And I noticed you guys also did the Buffy comic series.
Yes,
we did. We
did the first season, I guess, like season 8. I guess it's technically.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, some of our listeners have been wanting us to dive into that. And we have it, so if they want, they can go check out yours.
I would suggest, even if you don't do it, watch the ones that they animated, because like they started sort of animating them. They're on Amazon.
That sounds awesome.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I would give those a watch because those are like easier to digest because you don't actually have to sit and read them.
Yeah. We watched the trailer for the animated series that they tried to pitch back in the 90s.
Yeah, that looked super.
That would have been good. That would have worked.
Yeah.
And for our listeners, you guys are currently doing Veronica Mars. If they want to hear more perspective of people watching Veronica Mars for the first time.
Yeah, you just look up Boys Watching, but it's super confusing because the name of the podcast is Boys Watching Buffy, but we've completed that. We're on to Veronica Mars now. We also did Firefly. We also have our Patreon where we did all of Angel. And we're in the middle of Dollhouse as well. And then we also have another like movie review portion of our Patreon as well. So yeah, check us out.
Yeah,
you guys are really funny and have a lot of good insights. So they should check you out.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, you guys are great.
Yeah, this is great. We'll have to do this again sometime.
You guys.
Yeah.
All of us. Well, that is a wrap for Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, everybody. Check out Buffy the Gilmore Slayer and everything they've got going on. Check out us, Boys Watching Buffy. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
How old are you? Like 10?
12.
Whatever, same difference.
No, it's not. When I was 10, I didn't have an iPod.
Oh, no, you're so cool. And what are you listening to in there? Teletubbies Hit Parade?
Seltzer Kings.
Podcasts.